Welcome to Namaste today, a healthy way to start your day. I'm your host, Sensei Christopher Witecki, psychic astrologer and true friend to the world. This audio blogcast is for Thursday, January 19th, 2017. Welcome back, my friend, and Namaste. Today is the final and most tested degree of the Sun in Capricorn. If you don't know, Capricorn is how we control. And so today you will be tested on your life and tested on your control issues. In today's zodiac weather, I'll walk you through that test. And later in our tea time, a little philosophical discussion about the age of Aquarius. To me, it's going to be quite a challenge, and I'll explain to you why that is. But first, let's take a listen on today's mood and your zodiac weather. This zodiac weather is for Thursday, January 19th, 2017. And my global moodcast for the Earth is sunny with a great chance of some anxiety. Step 29 rules the day. We're on the edge of Aquarius and the edge of a dimensional shift. And the moon is in wishy-washy Libra, having a hard time about making up its mind about how we feel. Let's take a listen to the planets. Step 29 rules the day today, and if you don't know, Step 29 is the Grand Master degree. If you're born on the 29th degree of any of the 12 zodiac signs, you are a Grand Master. And why would that be? It's because, according to astrology, it takes a master to deal with both our emotions, that's the 2, and our ego, that's the 9, at the same time. It's not easy to harness that energy. Our inner baby, our emotions, bounces off our ego, which then might get angry, which then bounces back to our emotions, and so forth. The trick of today is to stay in integrity. And to stay in integrity means to keep your eye on the ball. If you don't know, the ball is not the goal. The ball is yourself. Although today, since it is the Step 29 and final day of Capricorn, you will be obsessed with the goal today. And there are many planets pointing in that direction. First of all, the planet Mars, which is the planet of ego, and the planet of Saturn, which is the planet of Capricorn, are both square at 23 degrees. Step 23 is the big picture. So you could say that there's this force underneath you, inside of you, pushing for your next spiritual level with Mars and Pisces at 23 degrees Pisces, and pushing for you to be right about what you believe with Saturn and Sagittarius. That's a lot of pushing energy. And the fact that they're squared means that your soul is working out fears between whether or not you're doing the right thing. And when I say doing that right thing, I mean spiritually and doing the right thing philosophically. So the bad news is there's a lot of tension today to do the right thing. The good news is the planets are pushing you to do the right thing. So if you just go with the flow of your natural being, you'll likely be on the, quote, right path. Mercury has made it back to Step 5 Capricorn. And I've said this before, Mercury is Step 5. So when a planet is at its own degree, like a 5, it is programming itself. So today, no matter how stressed things are, you are programming your mind as far as what the big picture is. And that might be the best solution for today's sanity, which is to keep one eye on the big picture and one eye on yourself. Now, the big picture is not an exact destination, just so you know. So you'll get obsessed and go kind of crazy if you try to hit the bullseye with just one arrow. Instead, I think your personal aim today with your life and what you accomplish is to be in the general direction and vicinity of your goals. Remember, this is a test of your ability to control and to stay in control. And on a day where you're being tested of control itself, hitting a bullseye is not exactly the smartest goal. So go ahead and think big, but go ahead and aim wide. Now, emotions are back and forth today. I liken the moon in Libra almost like standing on a big rubber ball. All you do is go back and forth and back and forth. What is your goal? Really to stand up straight. So try not to worry about what other people think. Again, don't try to hit the bullseye. Just try to stay in balance today emotionally and keep things going in a straight path. Now, it's a tested degree because everything you learned in the last 30 days will be tested. If you made a decision not to talk to somebody, you bet they'll call today. If you made a decision to quit a particular job, you might have second thoughts today. Or even worse, you may find that job comes back and gives you an offer for more money, thereby testing your ability to stay on your path. So it's almost guaranteed something that you planned on, something that you decided, something will most likely fall apart. Try not to let that ego, the 9 and 29, get involved when that happens. Rather, you want to just keep going. You want to just stay on that balanced ball and aim in the general direction of your goals. The good news is anything that breaks apart, anything that falls apart, you won't be judged for it. It's been my experience that when things break down in a Step 29 day, the world doesn't care too much. Maybe that's because they were all having a bad day too. The spiritual experience of Step 29 seems more to be a test run so that you can see the types of holes in your boat or conflicts in your plan way ahead of time. Remember, it takes about 6 months to manifest something, and today is the final cherry on top of your order to the universe. You'll have plenty of time to correct whatever mistakes you uncover today before it actually becomes a big reality. So the key of today is to stay in integrity, which is to be yourself, love yourself, and support yourself, and take the day 1 minute at a time. Now, speaking of time, we're about to move into the age of Aquarius, and tomorrow we're about to move into the sign of Aquarius. And it got me thinking, how ready is the human race for the age of Aquarius? Well, go steep yourself some tea, my friend, and let's have our daily tea time. Hello, my friend, and welcome to our tea time. Today's tea time topic is the Age of Aquarius Challenge. In other words, what challenges humans from entering into the Age of Aquarius? What development do we need to do? And what is the Age of Aquarius anyways? Well, the Age of Aquarius, and the Age of Pisces, and the Age of Aries, these are about 2,100 year lengths of time. They're based on the fact that the Earth is actually wobbling in its orbit. It's still kind of bouncing up and down and wobbling from the Big Bang. It's not wobbling too fast, though, but it's wobbling fast enough to create ages. In fact, one wobble is about 26,000 years. That's how long it takes the Earth to go through one of its wobbles. Now, if you divide 26,000 into 12 signs, that breaks down into about 2,100 years per sign. The ancient Babylonians, who developed Western astrology as we know it, began measuring astrology in the age of Aries. And so the spring equinox was in Aries at the time that they began to measure. Since then, we have moved into Pisces, which is why we're now in the age of Pisces. It's also the reason why astrological critics point to us astrologers and say we're full of baloney, because the spring equinox actually points into Pisces and doesn't point into Aries. We astrologers are well aware of that fact, and we calculate for that when we do our readings. That's probably a better topic for another day. But the point is that every spring, at the beginning of spring in the spring equinox, we measure what sign we're pointing to, and that tells us the age we are in. So we are in the age of Pisces, and one day in the spring equinox, the sign of Aquarius will be rising up, and at that time we will be in the age of Aquarius. So the next logical question probably is, well, when does the age of Aquarius begin? Well, that's a little difficult to calculate because the lines between the signs aren't so exact. Everyone kind of disagrees about when one sign begins and one sign ends. So we're not really sure, but most astrologers agree that it begins in the 2,500 years. That's right, 2,500, almost 500 years from now. So why would the age of Aquarius be even important in our lifetime? Well, it actually takes about 500 years to transition into the next age. Human beings are very slow. We evolve incredibly slowly, and it's my opinion that it's this lifetime that we turn the human race out of the age of Pisces and toward the age of Aquarius. So one of the huge first challenges of the age of Aquarius is, as a species and as a culture, we aren't even heading in that direction right now. And our goal as the Lightwalkers and the leaders is to convince everyone to go toward Aquarius values. So another challenge is that the human race, although in the age of Pisces, has not technically embraced the values of Pisces either. We're swimming along in Pisces, and we still have not gotten the message that Jesus sent to us, which is compassion. And because human beings have not learned the vibration of compassion, it has been actually 2,000 years for Christ's sakes, we're unable to see the vision of where to point to Aquarius. So the challenge is that we have to turn towards the age of Aquarius, and the challenge is that we have to actually graduate the laws of Pisces, which is compassion. Now, what exactly is the age of Aquarius anyways? What does this mean vibrationally? To me, the age of Aquarius is the age of magic. Aquarius energy is what I call belonging energy. There seems to be a part of God's consciousness that knows where everything belongs. I know it seems magical, but I believe it's how Creator allows everyone to have free will everywhere in the universe. Everyone can do anything they want as long as they're in the right place and the right time. If you're not in the right place or the right time, you end up pushing or forcing or surrendering your space-time to another person, and that, my friend, is part of what Aries is about. The age of Aries was all about warfare and pushing, and truly human beings' bloodiest times was the age of Aries. We had to push. Then along came Jesus Christ and the idea of compassion, which is, hey, let's take a moment to feel who we are and take a moment to feel who they are. Maybe the one of us doesn't belong in this place of space and time. And if that's the case, one day we'll have the spiritual civility to surrender when we don't belong there. But that is a whole many steps away. We're still trying to be compassionate. So Aquarius is basically the law of attraction. It's how we draw to us consciousness that relates to our heart. And it's not just a law of attraction. The age of Aquarius sounds so divine because things will magically come to us. I think it comes down to the fact that we will listen and we will pay attention and give time and space to allow law of attraction to work, and human beings won't force their will onto mankind. And that's literally where we are. You could say that we are in the age of Pisces and we still have ego problems from the age of Aries. It's true. The other challenge that's up in front of us is the age of Aquarius, or belonging, is based on love. For law of attraction to work, human beings have to put the value of love above all else. For law of attraction to work, human beings have to listen to their heart and let that be the law of their own personal land. And as you can see, the human race is far, far, far away from that principle. Another challenge is, in order to feel what you love, you have to know how you feel. You have to know what the heart says. And after you know how you feel and you know what your heart's telling you, you have to actually communicate to other people what your heart needs. You can see this is all very sophisticated behavior for human beings on Earth that are still fighting over dead dinosaurs buried underground. So the biggest challenge for us to enter into the age of Aquarius, where everyone gets along and everything just works, is human awareness. Humans must become aware of their feelings, of their heart. They must know how to communicate their heart, and they must express compassion for themselves, which is to just be with themselves and hold tight with faith, which is the high form of what compassion brings, is faith, until law of attraction can do its work. It takes a mature species that knows the universe will always be there for it, and it won't jump the game with a gun or a tank or be impatient. Yes, there are many, many challenges ahead for us to enter the age of Aquarius. One little kind of hyper thought I want to put there in your brain, since we're all theoretical and Aquarius talking here, is I believe that if the United States was to form a new government, which is very possible in this particular next 100 years, I believe we should add on a fourth branch of government. I believe this fourth branch should be based on love. Maybe we call it the Department of Love. And to me, this branch would have only one power, the power to veto any action or order from the other three branches that were not based in love. So it would be a veto power to keep human beings from a state of love and from a place of their hearts. It may take a government for us to get there, folks. But today, you can take one small step for your kind and one giant leap for mankind by being compassionate to yourself, loving yourself, and listening to your heart today. All right, my friend, that concludes our daily audio blogcast. I just want to thank everyone who leaves comments. I've heard from a lot of people in personal readings, gotten such wonderful, loving feedback from you. Thank you so much. This is a co-creation, and I want you to know that I appreciate and love you too. Try not to get too tested out there today, and I will see you tomorrow in the first day of Aquarius. Until then, remember, I love you, and live, love, be.